best music for your listening pleasure.
I don't know Julex I represent for Linkage Radio 104.5 FM. I def them.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Whether you drive, sail, or fly, Westgate Resorts in Orlando, Florida hits the spot every time for your perfect getaway with family and friends. So why not give the Caribbean islands a break? Keep your money in your pocket, starting as low as $99. This 2-bedroom, 2-bath is spacious and has a picturesque lake view. Enjoy exquisite dining, the water park, and children's activities. Get rejuvenated. Book your trip today. Call now and save 1-800-610-0459. That's 1-800-610-0459 on account number 513-402-95073. Once again, 513-402-95073. Westgate Resorts.
This is Glacia, and you're listening to the resplendent, resourceful, beautiful, brilliant, innovative, informative, and entertaining Lady D, the one and only. Lady D, Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Linkage Radio, Lady D, Inside the Zone. Inside the Zone. This is Glacia, and you're listening to Lady D, Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio. Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio.
Monday, 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 Monday. Yes, Monday, Monday. Good afternoon. I'm here another day and I'm blessed. I am. Let me check the structure. Lord, I'm checking my structure, beating the chest. I'm good. I'm here another day. And I'm grateful. I know that you're feeling grateful. Are you feeling grateful and blessed too to be alive today? Well, you better. Because so many things are happening, they blow our minds, literally. And I ask you to clap your hands, stomp your feet. I'm stomping. You can't hear, but I'm stomping. And say, yes, it's a good day. Welcome to Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, and Inside the Zone YouTube channel. I am your producer and presenter, Lady D. Denise Gomez. How was your weekend? Each week I ask you, and I don't get the scoop. I don't know why you're keeping it away from me. Why are you hiding it? Why? What's going on? I hope your Father's Day was splendacious. I hope you had a great Father's Day. And I would like to hear how you spent it. Were you treated royally? I'm sure you were. 21 minutes after 5 o'clock. Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, food security, and so much more. On Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio here in Mount Vernon, New York. Today's feature is The Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. 718-324-7484. That's their telephone number. Give them a call. Place your order today. Say you heard it here on Inside of the Zone with Lady D. Coming up, the Monday Beat, chasing the Monday Blues out of here with great music. Today is Black Music Monday. Yeah, followed by What's Inside the Zone, important global events celebrating Black Music Month. A Jamaica ting comes up after. Food, sweets, and of course I'm going to be taking you to a chef. His name is Levi Roots, and he's cooking up Jamaica's national dish. So you'll be getting all of that. And in keeping you in the know with news happenings and facts, that comes up at 6 p.m. In Voices at 6:30 p.m., the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Jamaican student Tiana Dinham accepted to 13 universities. Yes, our Jamaican girl. So I'll be doing a rebroadcast of that. Also, Jamaica and Diaspora Faith-Based Tree Planting Initiative. Now, Bishop Paul Peart, he is the senior pastor of the church I attend, the New Testament Temple Church of God in the Bronx. They went down to Jamaica last week, and they attended the Jamaica Diaspora Conference. In addition to that, there were a lot of meetings and, with focus groups, and it was really good, I gather. And so they also had an interview with him on CVM, a very short interview, so I'm going to play that for you. You think we joke? We don't joke around here. Have you heard about my hashtags? ITZ The Monday Drive. Hashtag Host Lady D. Hashtag ITZ Radio. Hashtag ITZ Community Life. Don't forget to email me, InsideTheZoneNYC@gmail.com. And to those of you who have been emailing me, I appreciate you. InsideTheZoneNYC@gmail.com. And on my Facebook pages, Lady D, Denise Gomez, and Inside the Zone. Welcome to the show. Linkage Radio is your budding and buzzing station 24/7, 365 days for the year. As you know, today is June 20th. Now, yesterday, June 19th, and if you've heard the term Juneteenth, it's a short for June 19th, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people be freed. So that ties into my Black Music Month, all kinds of stuff, and I'm here to keep you informed. 25 minutes after 5 o'clock, our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That's a number. It's in your telephones. It's in your gadget, and you just can't wait to dial and tap and say, I want to talk today. It's a holiday for many people. Did you know that not all the states have embraced the Juneteenth? But the few that has, they have been quite a few events staged around the weekend in remembrance of that day and what the slaves went through. A lot of things. You think you're going through anything? Not a thing. But I'm not downplaying your challenges. I'm just saying it has been a lot. So it's strictly Black people singing for me today on the show, singing for you, entertaining you as well. Let me take you to the legendary and late Aretha herself. I thought I should just kick it off like this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's Black Music Monday on the show Inside the Zone with the Lady D, Denise Gomez. Hello, everyone. Welcome to you. To my YouTubers, it's so nice having you joining me today. On Saturday, we had a wonderful, wonderful time featuring two good friends of mine, fathers, and we had our Saturday morning runnings. It was nice. The men shared their experiences, and the hosts, we also shared our experiences, and it was a good Saturday. So I'm hoping that Father's Day for you again was a splendacious day. That's what I'm asking, and I hope it went well for you. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. You're tuned into the show Inside the Zone with the Lady D, Denise Gomez, and I tell you, Glacia says it's best.
This is Glacia, and you're listening to Lady D, Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio. Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio.
Yeah, 5:35 p.m. Set your watches and your clocks. Don't forget, today's show is brought to you by my staple sponsor, Cooler Runnings, Jamaican restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. He's right there on the corner of Nereid and Wickham. Please go on over and support. Once we come here and we're talking about our sponsors, we expect you to support them. So would you kindly stop by and support and say, hey, Lady D says I need to support you, because we need to keep her here on the radio. Any day I MIA, you all know what happened. Dex boot me out of here because, so I need to remain here so I can do what I love and to bring you quality programming here on Linkage Radio. 5:36 p.m. here on the show. It's a good afternoon. So I featured Aretha Franklin, Until You Come Back to Me. And of course, I just featured Superstition by Stevie Wonder, and I do have some more music for you, so you stick and stay with me. It's my Black Music Monday. But right now, I'm taking you to the feature, What's in the Zone? Important global events and concerns. Now, as you know, as I mentioned, because some people don't know, so I'm not going to assume you know, and it's certainly my responsibility to bring you information. Okay, so in light of all of that, okay, Juneteenth, you've heard the term, short for June 19th, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people be freed. The troops' arrival came a full 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth honors the end to slavery in the United States and is considered the longest-running African-American holiday. On June 17, 2021, it officially became a federal holiday. Confederate General Robert E. Lee had surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse 2 months earlier in Virginia, but slavery had remained relatively unaffected in Texas until U.S. General Gordon Granger stood on Texas soil and read General Order Number 3. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863, had established that all enslaved people in Confederate states in rebellion against the Union shall be thenceforward and forever free. But in reality, the Emancipation Proclamation didn't instantly free any enslaved people. The proclamation only applied to places under Confederate control and not to slave-holding border states or rebel areas already under Union control. However, as Northern troops advanced into the Confederate South, many enslaved people fled behind Union lines. In Texas, slavery had continued as the state experienced no large-scale fighting or significant presence of Union troops. Many enslavers from outside the Lone Star State had moved there as they viewed it as a safe haven for slavery. After the war came to a close in the spring of 1865, General Granger's arrival in Galveston that June signaled freedom for Texas's 250,000 enslaved people. Although emancipation didn't happen overnight for everyone, in some cases, enslavers withheld the information until the harvest season. Celebrations broke out among newly freed black people, and Juneteenth was born. That December, slavery in America was formally abolished with the adoption of the 13th Amendment. The year following 1865, freed men in Texas organized the first of what became the annual celebration. Oh, go away. I'm sorry about that. The annual celebration of Jubilee Day on June 19. In the ensuing decades, Juneteenth commemorations featured music, barbecues, prayer services, and other activities. And as black people migrated from Texas to other parts of the country, the Juneteenth tradition spread. In 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth, an official holiday. Several others followed suit over the years. In June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday. President Biden signed it into law on June 17, 2021. There you go. And you see how them stay. Even though it had passed 2 years prior, they still had people there working and all kinds of things. But thankfully, while many will argue that we are still under slavery because, it's a mental, it's a mental state of mind. Many people are still operating as though they can't do anything unless someone gives them the go-ahead. And then there is law and order, so that has its rightful place. But perhaps I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. Perhaps you wouldn't have a voice to express yourselves, the way you feel, your perception of things, how you believe things ought to be. Perhaps you would have been shackled somewhere, not having that privilege. So we are grateful. And in gratitude, we can also be a little ungrateful too. But I'd like to remind us that our forefathers have come a long way. And while we were hosting Saturday morning runnings this past Saturday, I also mentioned that during the slave era, family lives were disrupted. Men were removed from the home. They were removed because they needed them to work on plantations, and they were also removed because they were seen as a breeding stock. So they wanted to use them to populate as many women as possible so that the slave transactions could continue. And, when you think of it, it disrupted family life because they're removed from their woman. Then those who were left, sometimes the woman got involved with other slaves and everything just it broke down so badly. But they saw them as their major earning targets. They didn't see them as human beings, as you and I know that we are human beings. And if you put us to work, it simply means and to work in such a dreadful setting with the whipping and starving. Sometimes they weren't fed, but they were expected to work. So
that day must have been a day of relief. I'm sure some burst out in tears. I'm sure some of them cried. I'm sure some of them just literally ran away, because they couldn't be held anymore. Isn't that something? So while we are here and life is seemingly good for us, let us remember there was a time. 5:44 p.m. inside the zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's oh Lordy, I'd like to say hi to my YouTubers. Let me do the shout outs for you. Pat, Shernette, my girl Shernette, we missed you on Saturday. Princess, Chris Welby. Greetings, Chris Welby. King Ryan and Gigi, hi. And don't forget to share and say hi to everyone. Again, the show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings, Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. It's my Black Music Monday. Or telephone number 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. I love the staple singers. You know why? Because they're coming from an era where their blackness meant so much to them. And it's not just about how they physically attired themselves, but their whole belief system, they believed in who they were, color of their skin, their purpose for being here. I love the staple singers. Hey everyone, get into the groove at 6 p.m. It's keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. And the talk today, Lord, in Jamaica, was about the Klansman gang and why they were not Justice Sykes is the only one on the bench handing down the decision. All kind of stuff going on in Jamaica, but life continues. Wouldn't you say? That was hours ago and they're still there living. What can I say? It's a good day. It's the Monday Drive. Yes, that's the Staple Singers for you. Respect yourself on a Black Music Monday. Hey, everyone. Hope you respect yourselves. You know, there was a time when perhaps you didn't, and anybody could just do you any old thing, and you take it, and, you know, you just stay there. No, 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 no. Stand up. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you are. Your nose might reach out so, and your eyes gone up so, because we look at ourselves in the physical, right, and we say, oh, we wish this could have fit and this should have been, or I should have been. Yeah, but guess what? You're created the way you are for a reason. Maybe if you were otherwise, who knows, right? So respect yourselves, and let nobody just box you about, okay? Inside the Zone, the Monday Drive. Keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. You know my programming, it just rolls and rolls from one feature to the next. And so right now, I'm taking you to a Jamaica ting, that me say, food sweet, so a lot of you love ackee and saltfish. Well, here is an Irie man giving you his take on how he does his thing. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
The first dish I'll be cooking is my famous ackee and salted cod. And I'm very proud to be doing this for you because this is Jamaica's national dish. Before you do any cooking, the first thing is the de-blinging process. Just get rid of them.
And by de-blinging, he means he takes off his jewelry.
Ackee and saltfish, it's got to be a bit of coconut oil because that's what my grandma would use. Well, I grew up in an idyllic place in Jamaica, in a very small village called Content. And I was brought up by my wonderful grandma. You know, she was the one that was in charge of all the kids when my parents left Jamaica to come to the UK, trying to make a bit of money. Because the deal was always the grandma was to look after the kids. I think all around the Caribbean, it was the same. My grandma and my mom would do a nut if I was to do anything other than onion rings, and they've got to be nice and chunky. Just to soften them a little bit. And I've cooked this dish many, many times.
I'm sure you're enjoying the aroma he just put in the onions.
Change the game. Peppers, you need a little bit of crunch. A knob of ginger, and in it goes. In the Caribbean, guys, this is what you would refer to as yard food, because this is the kind of ingredients you get from the yard. Dig for the onions and the spring onions. Yeah, that would be me. The plan was my parents would sort of get the monies together, and every year I would see a suitcase arrived, and I would look around and see one of my brothers would be leaving, and I would say, toodaloo, goodbye. Finally, when the day came when I saw a suitcase arrived with a little pair of shoes on the inside, I knew this one was for me, and I saw my grandma crying. It was the saddest moment. I never saw her again. And I gotta say, it's bittersweet. Clove of garlic here, guys. I'm gonna mash it up. Some of you love garlic, you'll be tempted to put 3 or 4 in. Don't invite me around if you do that. One of my favorite things here is the allspice. When you put the berries in whole, they release the flavors slowly. You don't want to put the seeds in of the tomato because it makes it a little bit too wet. Now, I should be wearing a glove here because it's absolutely dangerous. And it's this. Here it is. It's the Scotch bonnet. This baby here is one of the hottest chilies in the world. Do we release the monster by taking out the seeds or not? Because I'm inviting you around. I'm taking them out. Lovely. This is the real deal, guys. This is a proper piece of salted cod fish. As you can see, it's just coming apart nice and lovely. And that's what you need to look for. So you cannot diss this dish. This is what the Queen has when she comes to Jamaica. Next thing that goes in is some hot chili sauce, just to create a little bit more vibe. Little bit of water, just to make sure that nothing dries out. My grandma would cook this in the mornings because as a young boy, I would have to climb the ackee tree to be able to pick the delicious ackee for her to cook. And here it is. Look at this. This is the darling. What does it look like? Scrambled eggs, of course. It comes alive when you add it to the salted cod. Cooking original style with my grandma, which was like 3 bricks on the ground and a pot on top. It was really caveman style. We never really had a kitchen. We couldn't afford a lot of ingredients. And her skill was making great flavors from literally nothing. So I've got this nice, lovely thyme, which I'm gonna add on the top of the ackee. Oh, that smells delicious. Give it a last shake and just wait for that flavor to come through, to burst through the ackee. And now all we do is put the lid on and wait for that last final 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. This takes me back. That is my ackee and saltfish. Well, when I would be eating it with my grandma, she used to say that if it not look good on a plate, it not gonna taste good. I know this is gonna taste wonderful. Goat curry, one of my absolutely favorite dish of all time. I grew up seeing my grandma cooking this whenever there was something to celebrate. So for me, whenever I see this dish or I'm cooking it, I'm thinking about celebrating something. First thing that you've got to do is to marinate your goat meat. This one has been in the fridge overnight. It's marinated in the juice of half a lime, all-purpose seasoning, and curry powder. Now, what I'm gonna do next is just to seal the meat. Next, some chicken stock. Now that's look absolutely fantastic. You're gonna be able to go away and have a nap and have a chill out and even play a song or two, because this is like a 2-hour cook before you even do the next part of it. I got myself in quite a few troubles, ever since I sort of left school. One of the things that I think that sort of saved me from being totally wasted was my Rastafarianism. I met Bob Marley when I was quite young. I met him when he lived in Chelsea, and I met him there and played football with him regularly on a Sunday. And it was his inspiration that inspired me to be a Rasta man. The goat has been cooking for 2 hours, which has made it nice and tender. And now it's just for me to add our final ingredients: ginger, allspice berries, garlic, chopped onions, and finally, spring onions and my Scotch bonnet. It's got to be a hot curry. Peppers, green and red, and our potatoes. Put them in evenly. Just a sprinkle. This can go in the oven or on the hob for another 45 minutes. Curry goat, one of my personal greatest dishes of all time.
Well, there you have it. I mean, he met Bob. Sure, celebrity. That's Levi Roots, and he's cooking up a storm here on the show, Inside the Zone with Lady D. Hey, everyone, it's Black Music Monday. It's the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know. In the city you walk, drive, and reside. Ryan says he love it with white rice. Yes, Ryan. Love your ackee with white rice. Hi, everyone. 914-600-4228. Counting down nicely to 6 p.m. for the Monday, for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Don't forget to support my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Tune in always to Chris Wilby. Brother Chris Wilby doing stuff over on Caribbean Vibes there, Ha! Yes, bro, a lot of new developments going on over there. Chris Wilby. I wish you a lot of love and blessings, Chris, as you embark on new things. So blessing to you. And if you're on my YouTube channel, I'd like to say good afternoon. Don't forget to share the link with someone and say, hey, come watch. And by the way, YouTubers, coming soon, you'll soon be able to see all my features and my guests. Can you imagine? When you say, come, we're seeing who Lady D is seeing, because the whole time we're hearing, but we can't see. So good things are coming up. Good things are coming up, believe it or not. It's now 6 o'clock. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. My name is Lady D Denise Gomez. Welcome to the feature. 6 p.m. Set your watches and your clocks. Good afternoon, everyone. New York City authorities charged a woman with hate crimes in relation to an anti-Asian attack in Manhattan this month. Madeline Barker, 47, was arraigned on multiple charges Saturday, including 4 counts of second-degree aggravated harassment and 3 counts of third assault as a hate crime, according to court records. She was also charged with a single count of attempted assault as a hate crime. Police said they were looking for Barker after a video showed her making anti-Asian remarks and pepper spraying 4 people near Manhattan's Chelsea neighborhood. Barker confirmed her identity with authorities when she was shown a still image from the video, said a complaint filed by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The 4 women who were pepper sprayed, who all identify as Asian, told authorities that Barker told them, quote, "Why don't you go back to your country," unquote, according to the complaint. A judge issued Barker a $20,000 bond, which had not been posted by Sunday afternoon, according to court records. An attorney listed for Barker, who works for the Legal Aid Society, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. An analysis of hate crime data published this year by the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism found that anti-Asian hate crimes increased by 339% last year compared with the year before, with New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and other cities surpassing their record numbers in 2020. The increase was part of an overall 11% rise in suspected hate crimes reported to police across a dozen of the largest cities in the U.S., with the report finding that Black Americans remained the most targeted group in most cities. From Kansas to Michigan, some 10 million Americans were facing sweltering conditions Monday as high heat and humidity smothered the middle of the country. Minneapolis was under an extreme heat warning, with forecasters warning the mercury could hit a record 100 degrees this afternoon. And that was just a warm-up for the potentially record-breaking temperatures forecast across the rest of the region for Tuesday and Wednesday, the National Weather Service said. Quote, "Dangerous heat and potential record-high temperatures are expected this week from the upper Midwest and Great Lakes to the southern U.S., the agency warned. Kansas City could be baking in 97-degree heat come Tuesday, forecasters warned. The mercury could hit a high of 94 degrees in Memphis and St. Louis, and the temperature could reach a sizzling 100 degrees in Chicago again. Last week, 100-degree temps were reported on back-to-back days at Midway Airport, located on the south side of Chicago, for the first time since 1934, the local NBC affiliate reported. Torrid temperatures and high humidity has added an extra burden to the ongoing challenges many people, especially lower-income Americans, already face from inflation and high energy costs. In Macon, Georgia, where temperatures were expected to reach triple digits triple digits this week, Sergeant Melissa White, a Corps administrator for the Salvation Army, said her facility has been packed with people looking for relief from the heat but who don't dare run their own conditioners. Quote, with these gas prices, people can't afford to run their air conditioners even if they have them, unquote, White said. So it's forcing a lot of folks who have never reached out for help to come into these cooling stations. Climate change, scientists say, is fueling more frequent and more intense heat waves in the U.S. and around the world. As temperatures climb, access to cooling resources can be a matter of life and death. And we go to our Jamaican news. Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Reputed gang leader Andre Blackman Bryan this afternoon professed his innocence at the Klansman Wandong gang trial in the Home Circuit Court. Bryan gave an unsworn statement from the prisoner's dock after presiding Judge Chief Justice Brian Sykes ruled that he has a case to answer. Sykes ruled that he and others have cases to answer in relation to 5 murders. The homicides include 2 double murders, one of which involved arson. Bryan and his co-accused are also to answer a charge of being a part of a criminal organization. In his unsworn statement, he said that he is not a part of any gang and has never given any order for anyone to be killed. He also said that if he did not do the things that he's being accused, that he did not rather do the things that he is being accused of. Out of Pennsylvania. A Pennsylvania woman has been arrested for allegedly murdering her retired deputy sheriff husband and then burning his naked body on their back porch. According to an article from the New York Post, Evelyn Zigarelli Henderson, 66, was charged with criminal homicide, aggravated arson, and arson over the grisly death of her 84-year-old husband, Carmen Henderson, last Thursday. The New York Post article says authorities discovered the gruesome scene after the wife, who is a former political candidate in Dauphin County, called 911 to say she thought her husband of 30 years had set himself on fire, but then changed her story repeatedly when questioned by investigators about her husband's death. She initially claimed it was suicide and then allegedly said her husband had accidentally set himself alight after smoking a cigar on their porch. Upon inspection of the body, however, authorities said they spotted fly larvae in his mouth and nostrils, indicating he had been dead for a while. It wasn't immediately clear when Henderson died, and authorities haven't released his exact cause of death. Authorities said the couple were in debt after the wife allegedly said she had blown all their savings on vacation homes and indulgent activities like day spas. Zigarelli Henderson said they had owed $40,000 on a second mortgage and their sheriff's office was going to seize the property, according to the complaint. The wife also allegedly admitted her husband, who retired as a Dauphin County Chief Deputy Sheriff in 1995, had a $10,000 life insurance policy. Okay, and we take you back to Jamaica. A 20-year-old man was shot dead during an attack by gunmen on Wildman Street in Kingston on Sunday morning. Another man was injured in the incident. The dead man has been identified as Romaine Miller, a mason from Wildman Street. The injured man is 29 years old and is also from Wildman Street. Police report that at about 10:40 a.m. the men were at a section of the roadway when they were pounced upon by men with guns, who shot them multiple times. The police said the men were taken to hospital where Miller was pronounced dead, and the other man, who is also a Mason, was admitted. Another shooting reportedly took place nearby on North Street, but it was not ascertained if it was a related incident. Details of that shooting were not available up to press time. Out of St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, a retired police detective was found dead inside of the Santa Cruz Market in St. Elizabeth on Sunday morning. He has been identified as 72-year-old Eric Dawes, a former detective sergeant who resided at Coke Drive in Santa Cruz. It is reported that at about 7:15 a.m., the retired cop was found unresponsive and slumped on a stool near a shop inside of the market. His body was removed. The police say the incident is being treated as a sudden, unexplained death, and no foul play is suspected. The Southeast Regional Health Authority, SERHA, says no patients were adversely affected by Saturday morning's flooding incident in the Accident and Emergency A&E Department and the operating theaters of the Kingston Public Hospital. Confirming the incident, which circulated on social media, SERHA said a defective pressure switch had caused excess pressure on the water systems, bursting the water pipes and flooding the departments. It is said some services were affected, noting particularly that services in the A&E department were temporarily relocated to another section of the hospital. Quote, "The pressure switch and the burst pipes have been fixed and cleanup operations continue at the hospital. We have also made arrangements with other health facilities in the health region to accommodate patients if that becomes necessary," unquote, said SERHA's Regional Director Errol Green. We are also inspecting the electrical system to ensure no damage has been done, even as we continue to offer health services to the public. Thanks to the hospital staff and the technical team for their swift action to ensure that there was minimal interruption in our services, unquote, Green said. KPH is the largest multidisciplinary hospital in the country and the largest trauma center. A man said to be a bodyguard of iconic reggae act Sizzla Kalonji was shot dead in Judgment Yard in Augustown, St. Andrew, on Sunday night. Up to publication time Monday morning, the man, who is also said to be an artist who goes by the stage name Culture, was still unidentified. Efforts to speak with Sizzla have so far proven futile. Police told Observer Online that they were called to Judgment Yard, which is one of Sizzla's residences, where the man's body was seen. It was later removed from the area and taken to the morgue. The St. Andrew police say they are unable to confirm if the man was a bodyguard of Sizzla. At least 11 spent shells were found at the scene of the shooting, the police said. The police said several efforts to contact Sizzla, who was not at Judgment Yard, have not borne any fruit, as his number rings without an answer. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is leading a confident Jamaican team heading to the 2022 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, which takes place from June 20 to 25. Here under the theme, Delivering a Common Future, Connecting, Innovating, Transforming. Up to press time on Sunday, there was no official confirmation of the members of the Jamaican delegation to be led by Holness, with Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, who is bidding to become the first Jamaican to head the Commonwealth Secretariat, the only confirmed member of the team. On Sunday, Jamaican government officials refused to comment publicly on the number of votes they have been promised for Johnson-Smith, who is trying to oust Baroness Patricia Scotland as the head of the Commonwealth Secretariat. Instead, people close to the Holness administration pointed the Jamaica Observer to the 7 Commonwealth leaders, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who have publicly thrown their support behind Johnson-Smith. But observer sources in Kigali claimed that the Jamaican team was heading to the African state confident of victory. The sources also rejected claims that African countries could derail Johnson Smith's bid. Quote, the African countries know that Mrs. Johnson Smith is fully capable and ready to address their concerns, and those of most other countries, unquote, said one government source on the margins of the first day of the Commonwealth Youth Forum. Quote, Kamina has the right management skills and experience, and Africa will be happy to take over a better Commonwealth when she leaves in 2026, unquote, added the source. The source alleged that Johnson Smith's campaign has forced Scotland to change her strategy from arguing that she was entitled to a second term to saying that she wants to serve 2 years more to complete her second term. Quote, Kamina has run a very positive campaign based on her competences, her vision, which is fueled by the position of many member states, of the need to transform the Commonwealth Secretariat into an entity that looks out for all the member states. We are very confident, as we have received support from numerous countries which are supporting the campaign, but which will not come out and say so because that is not the tradition, unquote, added the source. Supporters of Scotland have claimed the UK government has been working behind the scenes to oust her, and in a BBC interview last week, Johnson Smith was asked if she is a proxy candidate for the UK, but Johnson Smith was quick to reject this claim. Quote, absolutely not, and I have denied it before. And I'm a little offended, not only personally, but nationally, unquote, she said. If you look at our history and you look at my practice of the role of Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Jamaica over the past 6 years, the argument doesn't lend itself to any credibility whatsoever. So it's actually surprising to me that people repeat it unthinkingly, unquote, Johnson Smith stated. Those are clearly convenient narratives for a political campaign, but they would bear no relevance to reality. Jamaica has been a leader on the world stage so far, beyond our size, for years, unquote, Johnson Smith told the BBC. The result of the Secretary General election is expected to be announced before the end of the CGOGM on June 25. And out of Belize. Belize came under heavy rains and strong winds linked to the passage of a tropical wave, which resulted in widespread flooding and the closure of schools in 2 districts on Monday. The country's Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology said that based on the recommendation of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, and the National Meteorological Service, NMS, it had taken the decision that all class sessions in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts have been cancelled for today, unquote, and that schools in the other districts where flooding is being experienced are being asked to advise the authorities on the situation. Quote, the ministry will continue to closely monitor all other districts for developments and will inform the public of any changes made to the school schedule. We urge everyone to pay keen attention to the advisories issued by the NEMO and the NMS and to take all necessary precautions to safeguard health and lives, unquote, the ministry said. NMS said that some areas in the Orange Walk and Corozal districts received as much as 5 inches of rainfall during the past 48 hours, and that the tropical wave will continue to support very wet conditions, persisting at least through to mid-week. 18 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Out of Jamaica in Westmoreland, the Westmoreland police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a man in Logwood, Whithorn on Saturday, June 18. The deceased has been identified as 45-year-old Conroy Luta Carter, a taxi operator of Whithorn District in the parish. Reports are that at about 9 p.m., residents heard explosions and summoned the police. On their arrival, Carter was found in a Toyota Voxy motor car. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Carter's sister, Kimone Webster, told Observer Online that she's surprised that her brother was killed in that manner. Quote, "Me surprised. That no something when me did expect. He's humble and run taxi and do him painting sometime," unquote, a distraught Webster shared. Webster was home anticipating her brother's arrival, as he had promised to take her to a party. Quote, "We call him and not get him, cause him supposed to carry me and him daughter go a one party. So me tell him daughter to call him girlfriend and ask if she see him. And she says she no see him," unquote. Webster said she later got news that he had an accident and was pinned down in his vehicle, but she did not believe that report. She then got another call that he was shot and succumbed to his injuries. Webster said that when she visited the scene, his vehicle was seen crashed in a utility pole and was found lying on his side at the back of the vehicle, with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his head and neck. She theorizes that he was also robbed, as his phone was missing and he was found with only $400. 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. You're invited to call and share your comments with me if you like on the headlines. And just in case you are aware of a headline that I am not aware of, I welcome your input. So you may give me a call at 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to the show Inside the Zone with Lady D. And have you heard recently that, you can take a trip someplace down to Florida?
Whether you drive, sail, or fly, Westgate Resorts in Orlando, Florida hits the spot every time for your perfect getaway with family and friends. So why not give the Caribbean islands a break? Keep your money in your pocket, starting as low as $99. This 2-bedroom, 2-bath is spacious and has a picturesque lake view. Enjoy exquisite dining, the water park, and children's activities. Get rejuvenated. Book your trip today. Call now and save. 1-800-610-0459. That's 1-800-610-0459 on account number 513-402-95073. Once again, 513-402-95073. Westgate Resorts.
And of course, if you need further information, you can call me at 914-304-2592, 914-304-2592. You can also send me a WhatsApp, 914-304-2592, if you are interested. 23 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let me know if you want to talk. Let me hear your views. What have you been listening to all day? This morning, my brain was... I was in overload. Information overload, news overload, as I listened to one of our prominent stations in Jamaica, and they came out with breaking news about the Klansman gang and how many counts they were not charged on, and Justice Brian Sykes, who is the presiding justice over the thing, there is no jury. It's not a jury trial. And so after he has been assessing the case, the police brought their evidence. The DPP, head by Mrs. Llewellyn, Paula Llewellyn, everything seemed to have broken down. But I don't think it's so much. All right, so even if there are aspects of the evidence that was presented seem to have been broken down by the prosecutors, I believe that the justice system, they go by evidence. And therefore, here is a former member of the gang who chose, right? He chose to be a witness. So he tell everything that he know. And it appears, based on all the reports that have been coming out, that the case kind of flipped, and it's like he was the one that they were trying. And many people are very disgruntled with the judgments that have been handed down. Now note, the case is still in progress. It's just that some of the indictments they were not convicted on. And Jamaicans are very disturbed. Some even to the point believe that they can't sleep. They might have to lock up in their... some people kind of go extreme. But I understand fear. If you know of these gangs, if you've heard any of the voice notes at all that were being played all over the place, came out in social media, which was also brought into court as evidence. There's also a woman involved who they say she is a pastor or a minister or somebody like that. She seemed to have gotten off, but there are other judgments that will be handed down. And, I don't know, I'm not sure why they did not go the way of a jury trial. And so it's just the Chief Justice himself who is handing down all of these. I don't know, but we will hear certainly when they have more to give us today. Some things broke down between the police and the DPP. The police seem to have tried to gather all the information that they could. And then by the time it got over to the DPP, we don't know. It's a mess. The details, some of it we don't know. But yeah, some of them won't be indicted on some of these counts that they were locked up for how long. So we'll see. 27 minutes after 6 o'clock. We know that there are cases here and across the world where we thought people would have been convicted and there were no convictions. Remember many of them? So it's not just Jamaica, but we understand our nation is small. And, if you hear of something down in St. Elizabeth or over in City Kingston, you are concerned, but you're not that concerned because it's not in St. Elizabeth. The same thing. If something happened in Mount Vernon and we live in the Bronx, we empathize, but it's not at our doorway, pretty much, But crime is crime, no matter what, no matter where you are in the world, and people are going to be concerned and fear for their lives. One person had said that it's okay if they all get off, you'll see what's going to happen to them on the street. Somebody said that today, that it's just a matter of time before something is going to happen, and then you hear they're all dead. So who knows these things? We can't feed into it like that. But, justice must prevail. And without justice, you're going to have chaos. If you don't have laws, then you'll have disorder. But anyway. So welcome, Brainbox. How are you? Jackie said nothing but they all catch them freed. Right. 914-600-4228. But don't forget, it's also my black music Monday, da Black Music Monday. Yes, create a song right just so now. Black Music Monday. So welcome to the show, and I hope you're all doing well. And I do have some more music for you. So, the lines are open, and in a few minutes, so I work by time, don't you? Yes. In a few minutes, I'll be featuring voices. I have 2 rebroadcasts for you, so I will not be having an official interview today until next Monday. And so I have some music, and then let's get on over. How about that? I just feel like taking you to this black music here. I know a lot of you know it, and we'll just be rocking away. Black Music Monday.
Sitting in the morning sun.
Mas Otis.
I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
Otis Redding.
The ships roll in. Then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. 'Cause I've had nothing to live for, and look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit.
Who is sitting on the dock of the bay with me this afternoon? How are you?
I am cool, sitting on the dock of the bay.
Absolutely. Good day to you, DL. What's going on?
Tell me, where's the CHG being held?
I beg your pardon, sir?
The CHG.
And what on earth is that now?
Well, I got it from you.
CH what?
CHG.
What is that? You got it from me?
Yeah.
When? What?
When you were reading the news about the Commonwealth is a government conference.
Oh, listen to me, DL. A lot of times we go through the news on a speed. Some of these things are, not going to be like logged in memory. We go through the news. So, into it with you this afternoon here now.
Where is it?
It's going to be right there in
in JA?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why
wow.
if you notice it reads the CHOGM takes place from June 20 to 25 here under the theme delivering whatever.
And then I know who are the attendees to Jamaica.
Not yet. No.
Wow. Today is the 20th?
The 20th.
It's not like next week.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So this is sweet news to Kamina Smith
Johnson Smith.
KSJ.
KJS.
Johnson Smith, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She have home court.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, this travesty in Jamaica regarding the Klansmen trial. I can't imagine that one man would be a situation like that. It is a bench trial.
And
not
a jury.
Bench trial.
And not a jury, right? And not a jury trial.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Bench trial? Really?
Mm-hmm. That's how the proceedings have been going.
I can't imagine the reprisal that are going to take place.
Yes, people have already. This morning on Nationwide, it was just a miss. They had somebody on the inside providing the information during Cliff's program, and so Ricardo was reading all of the counts and so on.
Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And my goodness.
Mm-hmm. But again, you know, there are expertise in law and what they look for, how it builds the argument, the evidence, and if it's just not there, it's not there. They are not going to be
I agree.
you know, they are not going to be arguing from no emotional standpoint. It's the evidence that is there. And if evidence are tampered with and so on, what you're going to use to hand down judgment. Yeah.
I agree, but I still believe that it should be a jury trial. I wonder how do they determine when it is and when it isn't. What, you know,
when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, what criteria, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, while we're on crime and violence in Jamaica, by the way, there was no crime and violence or security session in the recently concluded diaspora conference. None.
You mean during the conference, no reports of...
They didn't have any session on that.
No, there wasn't any.
Never did.
Yeah. I can't say why, or if they didn't want to handle it from that, on that platform. I can't say why.
I can find out why. You just need to get current. You just need to get down clear on the phone.
Yeah.
You can tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You call her and let her know you're calling from down inside the zone too.
No, she I mean Karen, she know me. Yeah.
I know. I know she know.
Yeah.
But you can place the call too, just like calling from ABC or calling from
No, when on this spot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. Not calling nobody on no spot like that. No, don't imply that. Nope. Wouldn't be doing that. I would rather.
I have a problem with it, but
I'd rather call and schedule. Cause those people are busy. They're in education system. How you know she got time to? No.
She's available for 6 o'clock, man. I know.
No. Dear.
Anyway,
yes, thank you.
Your way, but actually, then you sign up on her.
Mm-hmm.
Can speak to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Blessings.
All right.
All right. Take it easy. Alrighty, so I'm heading into my feature voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking, and I just like to share a video clip of one of our bright stars in Jamaica. Her name is Tiana Dinham, and you know, it's all about Black excellence. And we're proud of our Jamaican children in general, but, you know, when it's somebody from the soil, I'm like...
17-year-old Mount Alvernia High School student Tiana Dinham made history recently, being the first Jamaican student to cop the Robertson Scholarship, tenable at a U.S.-based institution. She joins us now to tell us about some of the other scholarships awarded to her at other universities. We want to talk about much more than that. Tiana, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. I am good. How are you?
I am very well. Congratulations to you, madam. How does it feel to have been accepted to so many universities?
It is honestly such a surreal experience. I would have never imagined that I would have been in this position at the end of the application season, especially being just a rural girl from Hanover. So it was really like mind-blowing just waking up and knowing that I had these opportunities, ones that I personally never envisioned for myself, but I was just working towards it, not knowing if it would be possible.
Yeah, but you're a high achiever. You've been doing really well in school. I'm reading here that you have 16 subjects administered by the Caribbean Examination Council, 12 at CSEC, 4 at Cape.
That is correct.
Okay, wow. But still, you're applying for these scholarships, and you said you were intimidated in applying.
Yes, I was. because I'm just a little country girl from Hanover. So I
Oh.
never believed that I had the shot to actually get into these places, much less get these full ride scholarship to these prestigious US universities.
We're talking about Barry University, Lynn University, McGill University, Wingate, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Dartmouth, Washington and Lee University, University of British Columbia, Emory, Duke Conshan, University of Toronto, Scarborough campus, Mississauga, and St. George's campus. I mean, how did you know when all of these acceptance letters came in and then these full ride scholarships, were you overwhelmed?
I was because I was like, oh my God, they're actually taking a shot. You're giving me a shot. And I was like, how am I going to pick between these universities who saw my potential and were willing to work with me? How would I turn one down when I was legit begging them to give me the opportunity? So it was a very difficult situation because I was like, I don't want to pass up an opportunity, but I can't attend all these universities.
How did you decide eventually which one you were going to choose?
I attended the Robertson Connection weekend in April. And when I was there on campus at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, as well as Duke University, I felt at home. Like the community, the Robertson community was one of a kind. Like I could see myself being there and actually learning something new that I could later come home and implement into our Jamaican society. So it was just being there and just feeling like I was seen. Like if I wanted to have a conversation with anyone, I did not feel like I did not belong there, that I was an international student who did not belong in the United States. I was seen, I was heard, and I just felt at home.
That's fantastic. We want to talk about what a full ride scholarship means, but I want to talk to you about this desire you've always had to like explore and see the world and outside of Jamaica. Tell me about that drive.
I've always felt like I should broaden my horizon. My mom always told me that don't limit yourself, because if you put yourself in a box, how will you escape it? So aim for the sky and just see what happens. So I always had the mentality that I should kind of move outside of my comfort zone to see what else I can learn about myself and learn about how I can later help the Jamaican society. So even when I was applying to high school, I made the decision not to apply to any high school in my parish, but I only applied to high school in St. James. So from a young age, I always wanted to see like different sides to the spectrum. So I made a decision that I wanted to apply to overseas school because I wanted to see what was life over there and what were the things that they were doing to eradicate certain problems that we in the Jamaican society were experiencing. So I made a decision to just apply, see what I could learn, and later come home to implement them. So that has always been like my driving factor, just seeing the different sides of the spectrum to see what I personally could learn and later implement.
Fantastic. We hear a lot of young people talking about leaving. Some of them we don't hear talking about coming back. So it's good to hear you say you actually want to come back and help to build Jamaica based on what you gain at university. Yes. And a full ride scholarship now means, does that mean that everything is paid for the entire stay of your study?
Yes, it is. So I get full tuition, room, board, and the Robertson Scholarship also gives me 3 summer experiences. So if I want to, like, let's say go to Egypt to study,
wow,
do a summer project, they will pay for that. I also get 2 semesters abroad. So during the year, if I choose to attend, like, to go to a different university in, let's say, Europe, I have that opportunity as well. And I am also a Duke student as well. So I have the full resources of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, as well as Duke University in North Carolina. So I'm a student of both universities through the scholarship.
Tiana, you have won the university lotto.
Yes, it is certainly surreal I even had that opportunity, because let me tell you, getting that scholarship was a lot of work because I had to go through 3 interview rounds. Like I had to do an asynchronous prompt where I answered like a moral dilemma question. Wow. And let me tell you, that question was extremely hard.
What was the question? What was the question?
The question was like, I'm a captain of a ship. The ship is sinking. Who am I going to save? I have 3,000 passengers, only 1,000 space. How would I prioritize who would go on the lifeboats? And let me tell you, that question, like, it had you sitting and you had like 3 minutes to answer it, like 3 minutes to think about it, 3 minutes to answer it.
We don't have 3 minutes, but you got to tell me what you said.
I said, like, I would save the kids, the pregnant women, I would save the teenagers, and I would try to save at least one family member per child, because a thing that I thought about was that if we even save the kids, who would take care of them when they reach back to coast? So I said I would save one family member per child, and then if I still had space, I would save from like 20 to 40, but I would choose the persons who there was no one else on the lifeboat for them. Like there was no kid, no pregnant woman who traveled with them. So I'd try to save those people. And if I still had people, I'd just randomly select. So it was fast thinking.
Tiana said 20 to 40, you know, who dead like dog from the boat. I'm going down in that boat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well reasoned. And so, what is your ultimate aim, my love? What are you going to study? What's your major going to be? And what is your hope when you grow up? You know?
Yeah. So I'm planning on studying health policy and management, but I'm also a chemistry major. My hope for the future is that I will have the resources to actually implement like remote clinics or hospitals around the world to provide like state-of-the-art healthcare for persons who can't afford it. So regardless of your socioeconomic class and everything, I would provide like state-of-the-art healthcare to you. So that's the end goal, just to open like clinics and hospitals in like remote areas.
Wow. What a breath of fresh air you are. At 17?
Yes,
right?
I'm
If there is another young person watching who is your age or even younger with goals and aspirations who may feel like, I cannot aspire to this because this is bigger than me, which is how you felt when you were applying, right? I can't do this. I'm just a little country girl, which is what you said. But here you are basking and reveling in the success of knowing that you are better than you even thought you were. What would you say to that young? As a matter of fact, to anybody, because there are older folks too who grapple with imposter syndrome. So what would you say to anybody struggling with something, has a goal, afraid to go towards it?
Personally, I just want to remind that person that don't limit yourself. If you have a goal, just work for it. Don't put yourself in any box or say that I can't apply to this school because I'm not going to get in. I can't get this job because I'm not qualified. Just do the work to put yourself in the best position. Like when I was applying to these schools, I wondered if I was wasting my time because there was no way I was going to get into the University of North Carolina or even Dartmouth College, which is an Ivy League. And I sat down, I wrote my essays, and I'm like, wonder if I'm wasting my time because it was a lot. It got a lot at a certain point. But I just want to remind this person that you know your potential, you know your end goal, and don't put yourself in a box. Just try to work hard and remember your self-worth, because at the end of the day, you are your biggest support. And if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will see you. No one else will see your potential to rally behind of you and support you. And also get a good support system, because like my family and my friends have been like the driving factor. Every time I felt like maybe this is not worth my effort, they're the persons behind of me, like, Tiana, you can do this. Tiana, you got this. Even when I needed help to write essays, 3 a.m. in the morning, I had this friend, her name is Saraya. She would be up with me on the phone, helping me to edit these essays and everything. Just remember what you're aiming for, and don't put yourself to meet like societal expectations. Dream big and dream broad.
Aye.
So that's just like my little tip.
Aye. Received. Thank you, madam, for that word. Tiana, wise beyond her years. And yes, Tiana, you got this. Your family is right. All the best from all Jamaica. When do you leave for school?
I leave on the 26th of July.
All right, my love. All the best to you and all our love to you. We know you're going to make us really, really proud. You already have. Still to come.
Thank you.
Self-taught artist. Bye, baby girl. Artist rocks. work, but first.
Well, Tiana Denham, bright as ever. That's, you know, these are the people you said just bright like a star. It's amazing how. Good evening, welcome. How are you?
Not too bad, Lady D.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to congratulate is Tiana?
Her name is Tiana, yes.
Tiana. Where is her name?
Yeah, Tiana.
Congratulations. And she sounds like a bold young miss.
Man, bright.
Congratulations. I feel so proud.
Yes, our Jamaican children.
And her advice is good to the person interviewing her there. Very good. Bold young miss.
But you notice that she had to answer a question on the spot,
yes.
3 minutes. Now, half of us would be wondering how we're going to answer this question and fumble over ourselves and all that. But she thought it out. And she's in demand.
Yes, congratulations, my dear. Blessing.
Good to hear you. You're sounding perky today.
Well,
you're sounding perky.
I sound down all the while.
There you go. You just take the perky.
I gotta perk up sometime. And
of course.
Children and the young miss, the teenagers, look like they perk me up more.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear. Enjoy your evening.
All right, Lady, thanks.
All right.
And thanks for giving us these information every week.
Yes, ma'am.
I look forward to them.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All righty. So as I mentioned, my pastors went down to Jamaica for the Jamaica Diaspora Conference, and Pastor Peart had a discussion on CVM TV because there is a faith-based tree planting initiative that is ongoing. And you all know if we don't have no fruit trees and so on, because as children growing up, I could run down the corner of on the corner of my road. There was a nice plum tree, or I could run over to Miss Linny and Mass Babsy. There was a star apple tree, and you know star apple is not coming down for nobody. So we had to have that hook stick to pull down star apple. We were never hungry. I am a common mango fan, or stringy. I would eat up my common mangoes like there's no tomorrow. Orange, people say you can get fever from orange. All no, I have not had the experience. I would sit when the orange truck come, when we go over to our property, and sit up in that tree and eat my orange. I mean, I'm just peeling and eating while the men are packing the boxes to put in the truck. So fruit trees are important. And no matter how many developments are going on in Jamaica and trees are being cut down, we have to plant trees. Because if bush come to shove and you know have nothing to eat, you have fruits. Drink it, drink water, and go to your bed. That's what I say. Hey everyone, so I just want to share that quick video. It was about 6 minutes with Pastor Peart talking to the host on CVM TV in Jamaica.
Viewers, the faith communities in the diaspora are joining forces with the faith communities in Jamaica to support the spirit and intent of the Jamaica Tree Planting Initiative and to promote agriculture, develop cottage industries, and address balance of trade issues by increasing productivity of fruits, vegetables, grains, herbs, etc. for local consumption as well as for export. Let's welcome Bishop Paul Peart. He is a senior pastor and the New York State Church of God Diaspora representative, and he will be helping me to dissect all of what I just mentioned above. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Good morning and good morning, everybody.
At home and abroad. Indeed. So tell me about this collaboration. Who is involved overseas? Who is involved on the ground?
Well, in terms of overseas, I think that for the most part, we are just getting started to raise awareness in terms of how we abroad can get involved in Jamaica to revitalize some things. It's kind of an interest in Jamaica itself because we hear of for instance, food insecurity, and we want to do something about it. But we also have a self-interest in that we want to see more Jamaican products coming to Jamaica so we can both consume and distribute.
We're coming out of Jamaica.
Coming out of Jamaica. Because, of course, when we leave Jamaica, and I've been away from Jamaica over 40 years, but we never stopped being Jamaicans or to loving the type of food that we grew up on. And so when we shop, we try to shop Jamaican.
So yes, you know, in recent months we would have seen where Julie mangoes and other types of mangoes started to be exported.
Just start to reach New York. And by the way, I want to brag because I am the person that has been praying for Jamaican, East Indian, and Julie to come to New York. And so it's finally there.
Tick.
Unfortunately, when it comes, as soon as it drops, it evaporates.
Everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it. But the problem is that it's so expensive because it's so rare. It's like this, you know, we do get Haitian mango, we get Mexican mango, we get mangoes from other places. And let's say now a Haitian mango can run you $1.99 a piece. When the East Indian comes, it's about $7 a piece we have to pay for it.
So if we increase the amount, the price will decrease as well and be more affordable.
We want the price to drop because, I mean, even though it costs $7, as soon as it drops, it is purchased and consumed. Because there are so many Jamaicans abroad that can't even come back to Jamaica, okay? And so they miss the Jamaican flavor for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And when they finally get a piece of it, they will spend any amount to remember what it's like to eat Jamaican, real authentic Jamaican mango and cuisine.
So there are some church groups overseas in the New York area, and who on the ground in Jamaica are you working with?
Well, I am with the Church of God in Jamaica, in New York, or in America. In Jamaica, that's called the New Testament Church of God, all right? So I am trying to galvanize our church body in New York to work with churches in Jamaica across the board.
Okay.
But maybe not so much in particular with New Testament Church of God, but we want to involve everyone because it's not just a particular denomination. It is Jamaica at large that we want to really work with. And so I'm also working with what is called the Operation Save Jamaica, which falls under the Jamaica umbrella of churches, if I'm calling that name right. Okay, because again, we want to work with everyone. It is all of us. It is what? Out of many one people.
And this is your way to activate or motto?
This is our way, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, in the national anthem, there's a line that stuck with me all these years. Stir response to duty's call. And Jamaica is calling, and we're trying to answer.
Absolutely. So you don't have to be a prime minister, an MP, or a councillor to really feel a duty to do what is right in the name of your country.
Well, what motivates me in particular is that, well, I'm actually from Shudley. If you know where Shudley is, you may not know. But Christiana, you'd know.
Yes.
Shudley is a district of Christiana. All right. And so I personally know what hunger is. I know what nakedness is. I know what where barefoot is. I know what all those things are. And so whenever I hear that there's someone in a similar situation, I can't help but be stirred with compassion to do something about it.
To do something about it. So what are the next steps for this project and initiative?
Well, so far what we've done from our church perspective is that we have adopted a clinic in cooperation with the Ministry of Health, and that was the Garden Town Clinic. And so I want to help to raise awareness that there are many other clinics that need adoption, okay, so that they can be resourced and helped, you know, to provide that
quality health care to all
across Jamaica. Yes.
Right, and then, you know, because we're wrapping up now, in terms of where we can continue to follow the journey, to see the work that you're doing, and even to donate and help.
Well, contact the Operation Save Jamaica. The name of the person is Bruce Fletcher, our pastor, Bruce Fletcher. or any other organizations that are involved in the Jamaica diaspora movement, okay? Because it's been popularized across the media right now. And so my thought is that it's all hands on deck.
I love that. All hands on deck, a sense of duty to our country, whether on home soil or abroad. We want to see Jamaican goods exported and consumed everywhere.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for joining us this morning.
And thanks for having me.
All righty.
Yes.
So, voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. You heard two intellectual voices this afternoon. Tiana Dinham, the student from Jamaica, who, I mean, she just burst up. Lord. So bright that she got accepted into 13 universities. And wrapping up with Pastor Peart explaining on the Jamaican broadcast that trees need to be planted, clinics need to be adopted in Jamaica. Whatever we can do, we will do. And yeah, we're moving. We're movers and shakers. In my congregation, we're movers and shakers. We're not just in the four walls clapping and singing and having a good time, which we should, but we're going out along the byways and hedges to touch the lives of people. So I had a great afternoon in my Black Music Monday feature of the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And I hope you garnered something from this afternoon's show. And looking forward to be back on Thursday. On Thursday, I'll be having an interview in my From the Author's Corner feature with Rowena. She's out of Jamaica. And we'll be talking about her book. Rowena is a good author, good writer. And I'm looking forward to that. And the features that you all know that I'm doing here on a Thursday on the show. Enjoy the rest of your Juneteenth. You know, today is the public holiday, the federal holiday. And go back, go read something, you know, learn a little more something. And that's all I can say. And keep yourselves informed. Some of us are moving as we go. We pick up something, we read, we gone. So when DL called me asking me about an acronym, I'm like, what? Because we're not, you know, you're reading and you grasp the concept of the headline, but who know anything? You're thinking about no acronym, no. So you keep doing what you're doing. Catch me up when you can. And I'll see you, God willing, on Thursday to do it all over again. Thanks to Cooler Runnings, Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, for sponsoring the show. It has been a good day. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Thanks to my YouTubers, to those of you on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, and on my YouTube channel. Blessings and love you all, everyone. Me gone on my yard, dark myself home. Blessings, everyone. I'm out of here.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music for your listening pleasure.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Trying to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station rules the nation.